Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of RevHang. I am Nathan, and alongside me is my good friend and co-host, Ben Bagley. How you doing, Ben?
Doing pretty good. Reseeded my lawn. We had one sunny day during the weekend on Saturday, and I had to take full advantage of it. But yeah, I got my lawn reseeded. I don't remember anything else that I did, but yeah, going pretty good.
That's
Can't
fair.
complain.
That's fair.
I've switched to tea.
I have also switched to tea. Well,
Not permanently.
more than just for tonight.
Like the past couple hours, I've switched to tea.
I don't know if I've switched to tea. I generally get coffee in my tea now, though. The dirty chai is that's a fantastic
that's
drink.
Pretty good.
That's a
Been
great
while
drink.
since I got one. This one's like a Christmas in Paris blend, so it's like kind of chocolatey but also minty. It's actually kind of a good combo.
There you go. Nice. Yes, I've switched to chai tea while I'm at work because several cups of coffee. It's not a good time. Anyway, this is not a beverage of choice, a hot beverage podcast. This is a racing podcast, and it has been an extra week since we should have released our episode. We apologize for that.
I was sick.
Ben got sick, and
I
then
lost my voice for like 3 days.
Yeah, not ideal for speaking on a podcast. So, but we're back. We're here. We're gonna release on our normal schedule, just exactly a week late. And then Vegas is right around the corner.
Yeah. Is next week Vegas?
This weekend, this Saturday night, Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Saturday nights. Forgot about that.
Yep. So I get to go to a football game the day after I get married, and then that evening watch Formula One. It's gonna be the best weekend of my life.
I think I might actually also be going to that football game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't actually know who's
I think we talked about
from
this.
The Ducks.
USC.
USC. Okay, that's pretty cool.
It'll be a good game.
Is USC Big Ten?
Yes.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Boy, don't get me started. This could turn into a football podcast real quick. But anyway, once again, this is a racing podcast, so let's jump right into the Brazilian Grand Prix. Not the Brazilian City Grand Prix, as my
the Brazil City Grand Prix.
as the script says.
Who is the mayor of Brazil?
All right, this was a sprint weekend. Once again, everybody forgot. Actually, I didn't forget this time, but it sneaks up on you. So, sprint qualifying, Lando Norris was on pole position, followed by Kimi Antonelli, Max Verstappen, George Russell, and Oscar Piastri. 6 through 10 were Behrman, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, and Gasly. Moving into the race, Lando Norris maintained his lead on the start. Verstappen moved up the order quickly. Hamilton passed a ton of cars to make his way to P8 after turn 3. Piastri spun off into a wall on lap 6, bringing out a red flag. Unfortunately, Colapinto and Hulkenberg also spun out into the same wall before the red flag was able to come out. Alonso did his best to defend from the Ferraris during the middle stages of the race after the restart. Leclerc passed Alonso on lap 22. Antonelli hunted down Lando Norris during the final stages of the race, but was unable to get past. And on the last lap, Gabriel Bortoleto went for a move into turn 1, hit a wet patch, lost control, hit the inside wall, spun across the track, went airborne, and flew into the outside wall. Very scary crash. It was like a 60-some-odd G crash from what they were all saying.
Ugh. I hope he doesn't crash again during this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully that was the only incident that he had this weekend. But he was okay. His car was not, so he was unable to qualify, but was able to race. Sprint results, Lando Norris won the race, followed by Antonelli and Russell on the podium. Then we had Verstappen and Leclerc, and rounding off the points finishers were Alonso, Hamilton, and Gasly. Moving into qualifying for the race, Lando Norris once again on pole position, followed by once again Kimi Antonelli in P2, and Charles Leclerc in P3. 4th and 5th were Piastri and Hadjar. 6 through 10 were Russell, Lawson, Behrman, Gasly, and Hulkenberg. Lewis Hamilton once again having a horrible qualifying, finishing 13th. Moving into the race. We should also talk about the fact that Max Verstappen got knocked out in Q1 on pure pace.
Isn't this like the first time in his
career?
Which is insane to me.
Yeah, because he was at Toro Rosso for a year.
Yeah.
And
even then, he didn't get knocked out in Q1?
Not on pure pace, no. So it's the first time Max was just too slow and could not get through Q1. Pretty crazy that it's taken this long. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
But he
Closest
started.
Yuki Tsunoda's been to him in a while for
Right.
qualifying.
He's still out-qualified Yuki Tsunoda. Max did start from the pit lane. He took an engine change just to gain that power advantage for the rest of the season.
Yeah, might as well.
Moving into the race, Norris maintained the lead on the start. Bortoleto spun out and hit the wall in turn 7 on lap 1, ending his race and bringing out a safety car.
Bad first home race.
Yeah. Hamilton lost his front wing while trying to pass Colapinto at the end of lap 1. Piastri dove down the inside of Antonelli and Leclerc on the restart before making contact with Antonelli and sending him into Leclerc. Leclerc's race was over with broken suspension, but the other two were able to continue. Piastri was given a 10-second penalty for his troubles. Verstappen had a puncture early on, right after that incident, forcing him onto a 3-stop strategy. Norris cleared Piastri and drove off into the distance. Verstappen absolutely flew through the field twice, 2.5 times even really, during the course of the race. Hamilton had to retire on lap 39 due to a very damaged car. And Verstappen made his way to P3 by the end of the race after starting from the pit lane, like we said. Moving into the results of the race, top 5 were Norris, Antonelli, Verstappen, Russell, and Piastri. 6 through 10 were Behrman, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, and Gasly. 11 through 15 were Albon, Ocon, Sainz, Alonso, and Colapinto. 16 and 17 running off the finishers were Stroll and Tsunoda. And we had 3 retirements, and that was Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and Gabriel Bortoleto.
That's a rough Ferrari WF. And Hamilton and Bortoleto won an honorary. Is it honorary?
I think he's
Brazilian
officially a
citizenship, or-
Brazilian citizen.
So the only 2 Brazilian citizens
Yeah.
and the only 2 Ferraris went out.
Yeah, that's a rough race. If
Yeah,
you're,
that's brutal.
yeah, not fun. But let's go into what this means for the greater F1 picture. Lando Norris had a fantastic weekend. The perfect weekend, really. Almost a Grand Slam if Verstappen didn't decide he wanted to do a 3-stop.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a Grand Slam. He won the sprint race comfortably, qualified on first for both of them. You just can't get much better than that. And if he continues to drive that well, even if he doesn't win the remaining races, he will for sure win the championship. He is now 24 points ahead of Oscar Piastri in the Drivers' Championship. So essentially, he could DNF and Piastri could win a race, and he would still be 1 point, just 1 point behind Piastri in the championship. So
Not
he's
that much to
got
catch up.
he's got a buffer now. Not that he wants to use it, but he's got a little bit of breathing room.
He's got the momentum.
He does have the momentum, that is for sure. Ferrari had an absolutely horrible weekend, like we were
No
saying.
momentum.
Yes, reverse momentum. Absolute disaster class for Ferrari. They just,
Yeah.
not even really their fault. I mean, kind of Hamilton's fault, but Leclerc was just bad luck.
Yeah, just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time for sure. And it's kind of funny, like Antonelli would have been spun out completely if Leclerc wasn't there to catch his car.
Yeah. How dare he
Yeah.
start from third and be so far up with Piastri?
Yeah. Verstappen had an absolutely generational drive, which didn't really get through in the race review. But he started from the pit lane and finished third, which is insane. And
Crazy. Yeah.
he drove through the field like 2.5 times to do it on a crazy aggressive strategy.
Brazil 2021 vibes.
Yes. With,
The
but-
same like engine change scenario too.
Yeah. The rocket ship of a Mercedes that car was.
That was so funny. Yeah, I think the 3-stop actually was probably like the best strategy that Verstappen could have taken given the new engine too.
Yeah.
Because like it kind of let them play around, like they kind of play a little bit fast and loose with like their tire rotations. Like obviously they had to be pretty on point with when they did it, but like they could be more tactical with like pitting out of traffic and just
Right.
using up more tire.
Yeah, he almost caught Antonelli for second place by the end of the race. Just kind of ran out of tires at the end. There's an argument to be made that he could have stayed out on a 2-stop. He probably would have, like Norris almost assuredly would have gotten past him, but he possibly could have finished second. Very risky to have tires that old, so probably just damage limitation at that point with that.
Yeah.
and still finishing third after starting from the pit lane is crazy. Unfortunately, though, I think Max Verstappen might just be out of time to win the championship. He is now 49 points, which is almost 2 full race wins behind Lando Norris, with 3 races left to go in the season. Technically, mathematically still in it. George Russell is no longer in it. He might have been out even last week. I think he was. But very unlikely that he would win. I mean,
it was fun while it lasted to dream, but Norris kind of going back on top kind of seals that deal.
Absolutely. So I think Verstappen is officially, I can't say officially, I think Verstappen is most likely out of this championship fight.
Do you think he's second place, though?
That is a good question, and I think that is going to be very fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't think Piastri hasn't finished on a podium in, 5 races now? And so, unless Piastri can really turn things around, even finishing on the podium, it's going to be tough to keep Max behind him when he's only got a, 25-point lead? Yeah.
Yeah, and a brand new motor.
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see what happens. Piastri's reputation at street tracks has been a little tarnished this year. So, we'll see what happens. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I think it's going to be close at the end, though. I don't think Max is going to sail past him, but I also think it's going to be real close.
Yeah.
Kimi Antonelli had a great weekend. He's had a couple of really good weekends. I think he's kind of starting to find his sea legs in F1, for lack of a better term.
I think he actually had a great start at the start of the season, and then he kind of fell off.
He had a really good start. I think he kind of got into, he knew he had talent, and it was clear that he had talent, and so he felt like he had to keep up with George to prove that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he pushed the car a little too hard, but he's 18 years old? Of course he's going to do that.
Yeah.
So I think once he's kind of gotten into the rhythm, now he's so far behind Russell that there's no way he can catch him. He can just kind of focus on what he's doing.
Which is maybe catching Lewis Hamilton in the standings.
Yeah. I think Antonelli's really starting to find his form a little bit, and I think in a couple of years he's going to be real scary.
Yeah.
Speaking of real scary in a couple of years, Ollie Behrman, what a man. Finishing P6 after a P4-5 in Brazil, or not Brazil, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was P4. Absolutely amazing things.
Yeah.
The guy in a
where
Haas.
Ocon is right now.
Yeah. What a legend. Love this guy. You would be hard pressed to convince me that whenever Lewis Hamilton leaves Ferrari, that Behrman is not his replacement, or Leclerc. Leclerc could leave Ferrari too, and he might just be fed up.
How much longer will Leclerc be at Ferrari?
It's an interesting question. How long are we gonna have this Ferrari
We've been
pairing?
asking since how long have we been asking?
This is the first year of this pairing.
We've been asking since 2021. It's when will
Leclerc give up?
And then 2022, they're maybe they're back, and then 2023 is when will Leclerc leave Ferrari?
Yeah.
2024, 2025, just the worst.
They're as long as we can help him win, and as long as he wins in Monaco, he'll stay with Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's their goal. No, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be forever, but I mean, what are his options right now? He doesn't have a lot of good options, and no one really knows what's going to happen moving into the next season, which is why I think that most things are going to stay the same going into next year. I think Hamilton will stay at Ferrari. I think Leclerc will also stay at Ferrari. I think most teams are going to remain the same. I mean, have there been any driver swaps announced? Other than Hadjar hasn't officially been announced at Red Bull yet, has he?
No, but it's fairly clear that Tsunoda might not be there.
That's the only thing, is Tsunoda's probably going to get booted to Formula E, and Hadjar takes the Red Bull seat. You got Arvind Lindblad going to Racing Bulls next to Liam Lawson, probably, I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, maybe they fire Lawson too. It's pretty clear Lawson's never going to be a Red Bull driver. As he was this season. Yeah, he had his shot. They're never going to bring him back. So,
yeah,
they're giving him the Daniel Ricciardo treatment right now.
Yeah, the Pierre Gasly treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, teams are going to want to be pretty consistent because the cars are changing so much next year, aka getting slower.
That's true.
So I can imagine that they probably want to keep their driver pairings consistent just for like a benchmarking.
Yeah, that's probably true. So yeah, you would want to keep Lawson in there. Lawson hasn't been bad this season.
No,
in the
he's
Racing
not in a
Bulls.
fast car either. So
Yeah, he's not in a fast car, but I mean, Hajar's been the one that's getting all the attention in Racing Bulls, but Lawson's only, what is that, 7 points behind him in the championship? That's one good race. So,
and he was in arguably a slower car than Hajar for the first 5 races of the season or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it was that. It was like two or three. He was gone by like China.
So long ago.
Yeah, it felt like a long time ago. I keep forgetting Jack Doohan was an Alpine driver for a period of time.
Guy? Yeah. It's looking like an IndyCar bracket where you have like the Indy 500 only drivers.
Yeah.
Which, did you hear that Marco Andretti?
He's retiring.
Yeah. Not even doing just the 500 anymore.
No, he's just done. Yeah. He's had a good few shots and he never ends well, so I understand.
Oh well. His family's got bigger things to deal with.
That is true. Yeah.
Which, did you see the shots of Perez testing like the
black Ferrari?
Ferrari?
Yeah, that was
kind of
cool.
sick.
Yeah. I don't know why they're doing that. Why are they giving a future rival? I mean,
because
Andretti took Ferrari engines, right?
They're going to take the engine, the gearbox casing, I think, some part of the drivetrain. Like a significant portion of the drivetrain is going to be Ferrari.
Okay.
It's not going to be like a Haas level of customer team, but
yeah,
it's still kind of Ferrari. But the value of them running the Ferrari is essentially like more simulating a race weekend, where like Andretti, or whatever you call the team, Cadillac, GM, F1, Cadillac F1.
Yeah.
Essentially took responsibility and possession of the car for the test weekend. Like Ferrari was on hand to like advise in some respect, I think, but
Cadillac like rented the car.
Yeah, essentially. And it's their job to like maintain it, do the pit stops, do the garage adjustments, stuff like that. So like, more simulating race weekends and getting more practice on it, which is good.
That is good. Yeah, that's good for sure. I didn't know it was ran by Cadillac. I thought it was just a Ferrari thing, and that's why I was confused. I was like, why are they giving their future competitor running in their car? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, so like they have a certain amount of like practice days during the preseason to test old cars, and you can like give some of those days away to other teams.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which is what Ferrari did for Cadillac.
That's sweet.
Which also reminds me of the black delivery. Of like there's like a regulation. I don't know if it's new or it's just recently pointed out. Of like there has to be a certain amount of like covered paint. Like there's regulations against how much unpainted car you can have.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's, I think, pretty new. Or at least they've like cracked down on it more. But I did just see that this week that they're like, yeah, you can't just have black cars, guys. Like, we need some color. Bring back the 2021 Alpine. Oh,
that's so sick.
Such a great livery.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into the pit stop championship. In first place this week was Yuki Tsunoda with a time of 1.95 seconds. Quick pit stop.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Followed by Lawson and Verstappen and Hadjar in fourth. So all the Red Bull boys, top four. Then fifth place was Antonelli. 6 through 10 were Norris, Russell, Piastri, Albon, and Hamilton. Standings have not changed much. I think Bortolotto jumped. No, that's not true. Verstappen jumped Hadjar in the midfield, and I think that's all that happened. Pretty sure that's all. Maybe McLaren. No, that's not true. That's pretty much all that happened. Overtake of the week. I give this one to Lewis Hamilton for his overtake on half the field going into turn one in the sprint race.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yeah, I literally went from like last to eighth in 2 corners. It's like, oh.
He like tried to remember who he was.
Bro forgot it was a wet track. It's like, what's going on? All right, let's move into our weekly predictions, starting with the Formula One Brazilian Grand Prix of 2025. It's a bad week for both of us.
Yeah.
However,
not the worst week.
Not the worst week. What do you got for your top 5, Ben?
I did get Norris. The top 5, just to remind people, is Norris, Antonelli, Verstappen, Russell, and Piastri. To round out those finishers, I had Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Verstappen, and Russell. I missed out on having Antonelli in that bracket. But Behrman, Dark Horse, still did pretty good.
The P6. You almost hit on that.
Yeah. If Dark Horse was a 6, I would have gotten that one.
This is true. We gotta do something about the Dark Horse. We're gonna switch up the Dark Horse.
We're workshopping it. We're
workshopping this.
Everything.
Everything's being workshopped right now.
Literally. Yeah.
We're workshopping the amount of people on the podcast. Hint, hint. So, who knows? We're getting pressure from certain people.
All sides.
All sides. Stay tuned. Next season might be interesting, and it might no longer be the same podcast, but it will still be a podcast. Hopefully,
it'll still have the same name.
It'll have the same name.
It'll still be about cars.
It'll still be mostly, hopefully, about cars, and I think we're gonna get into a lot more of it's about cars and a lot less of it's about Formula car racing. But we'll see how this goes. I think there will still be Formula car racing.
Surely we'll have a channel update at some point. Maybe once the season is a little closer to over.
Maybe we can make a video.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun.
That would be. And stay tuned. Fastest lap. What'd you get, Ben?
Wait, did you give yours?
I didn't give mine. No, I didn't want to. I had Russell winning,
which is insane.
Did not happen. I mean, insane is a strong word, and it's accurate. Second, I had Verstappen. Then third, Norris. Fourth, Piastri. And fifth, Leclerc. My dark horse was Liam Lawson. Also did not happen.
Oh, well.
Fastest lap. Went to Alex Albon. What did you say?
I had George Russell. I'm also insane.
I had Charles Leclerc. He had the fastest DNF. Actually, no. Bortoletto still had a faster DNF.
He DNF before the race even started. He just kept trying.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Driver of the day was Max Verstappen. What did you say?
Nice work on that one. I got Leclerc.
I said Verstappen because I knew that Verstappen was going to start from the pit lane and finish third. That's
you just
fact.
Felt it in the air.
Felt it in my bones. All right. Top 5 for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, everybody's favorite square.
Yes.
What do you got, Ben?
I had Piastri for this one, and then Norris, Verstappen, Antonelli, Leclerc, and Hadjar as my dark horse.
Gotcha.
Got to count on the Aussie fortune in America.
Yes.
Maybe.
Is that a thing? I don't know. I don't think Ricciardo ever won the U.S. Grand Prix, so.
Did he really not? I feel like he did.
Maybe once. I don't think he did.
Oh, well.
He loved the U.S. Grand Prix. I don't think he ever won it because Hamilton won it like 17 times in a row or something like that.
It's the desert. It's kind of like Australia.
Kind of.
It'll be like being home.
Texas equals Australia, and we just made two different groups of people very angry. Yeah. Las Vegas equals Texas. Let's just keep making more people angry. My top 5 are Verstappen winning the race, followed by Norris and Russell. Fourth and fifth, I have Piastri and Antonelli. And my dark horse is Esteban Ocon because I don't like being right. Fastest lap, what do you got, Ben?
I have Norris for this one.
I've got Verstappen. Driver of the day, what do you got?
I have Piastri.
I have Kimi Antonelli.
Apparently I'm going all in the McLaren boys.
Yes.
For this one, but oh well.
All right, Ben, it's time for words of landscaping wisdom.
Yes. As a man who does have a yard, that got absolutely torched this summer.
Yeah.
I went on vacation for a week and I came back and my grass was just like gone.
Tragic.
Having 2 dogs also really messes with that.
Yep.
Anyways, that aside, I have many bald, muddy spots in my backyard where the grass wasn't just dormant, it's just gone. And, moss and dandelions and all sorts of other advantageous things. What do you call things that take advantage of? Anyways, lots of weeds and moss are growing in the bare spots, and I wanted to kind of tail that off. We had some good weather, and this is a great time to seed your yard in the Pacific Northwest at least, because we haven't hit a hard freeze yet. It's cool, it's wet, it's a good time for grass seeds to grow. So I planted tall fescue in the places where it's gone bald. I'm trying to convert my yard by overseeding every year to a more fescue blends. I have ryegrass right now. And fescue is much more drought resistant. You don't have to water it as much. I think it actually looks greener in most of the time than ryegrass. It's hardier blades, so if you like step on it or you have dogs that tear it up, like it's stronger. Big tall fescue fan is what I'm trying to say.
Big fescue guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So unless you live in a marsh, I think tall fescue is the best grass for a yard.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The fescue blend, like you're a wine guy, but you're a grass guy. It's really.
I kind of am a grass guy, to be honest. That was my first job, was working on a grass seed farm.
It's hard to be in Oregon and not be a grass guy, and that has so many meanings. It's not funny.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of good ones.
Speaking of good ones, Ben, what do you got for us?
I've got
Craigslist pick of the week.
a would you rather question / a great 20K combo.
Neither of our faces are going to be on the screen because I'm going to have the things side by side.
Well, do I get to be the generator or the Wagoneer?
I don't know. What do you want to be?
You're honestly, like, the generator is kind of sick.
Yeah, we were talking about the generator before the podcast.
Yeah, maybe the editor can put in... just place it in here or something.
This argument. It'll be right here. What is this? A generator? Why?
Hell yeah. It's 135 kilowatts. That could run a house.
I understand that.
Could literally run your house and your neighbor's house probably.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool. It's the same price as the Jeep, so I was like, would you rather have a generator that could run your neighborhood off diesel if you lose power, or a Jeep Wagoneer?
200-gallon fuel tank.
Yes, diesel. You fill it once and you don't really need to fill it again for a while.
Right.
But like we're talking,
that's gonna cost like the much better part of $1,000 to fill the tank.
$800.
Yeah, depending on where you get it. You're gonna have to like actually look for the cheapest place.
It's got 200-gallon fuel tank. You can wait until fuel's cheap, fill it up, and then not think about it until you need it.
Transmission, other.
Yeah,
love that.
Power transmission, obviously.
And we're back.
Anyways, a 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. It's like the wood side. It's like the classic Wagoneer look with the nice grill, the cool like kind of hump in the middle. Really cool. I love Wagoneers and Grand Wagoneers from this era. I think they're really cool. I think it's the perfect, like the inside is like that deep like maroon color. It's got a bench seat in the front, room for all of your friends. I just get like big. You're taking your friends up in like the 90s, recording on a camcorder in like your old Jeep Wagoneer. Although I guess in the 90s this would have been pretty new. But like that vibe of just like the warm and cozy going up to the ski resorts vehicle with the Grand Wagoneer, and it's got a great 4-wheel drive system. It runs and drives. It's really cool. It was owned by an old lady, which is ideal.
That is ideal, yes.
Yeah, it's from the high desert, so there's very little rust, and very little restoration needed. I mean, it needs a new headliner because that's fallen off, and some of the wood is, kind of unveneering itself.
That is unveneered, yes.
Yeah, the top, a little ragged, probably could be used to redo, but it's got like the cool, like shiny chrome roof rack, and it's just so cool.
You can tell it's been in a fender bender.
A slight fender bender, perhaps.
Back when you could actually bend a fender and it was fine. Yeah.
The fender just bent.
It is just bent, but the car's still fine.
Yeah.
Unlike today, where it's like you get car gets slightly tapped in the back. It's warning lights everywhere. It's limp home.
Yeah.
All
your
the
paint
things.
cracks on the entire bumper.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got the split fold down tailgate, kind of like on what Range Rovers have now. This pioneered that, I would say. Well, maybe not, but. It's got the fold down tailgate, so you can sit on part of the tailgate and then lift up the window.
Yeah.
It's got a full size spare, which, do you know how hard it is to find a car with a full size spare nowadays?
I do.
The Honda Pilot, the new one, actually has a full size spare, but the Passport doesn't. And if you need a reason not to get a Passport over a Pilot, there it is.
If you need a reason to ruin a car dealership's pink pants?
White pants. Yeah.
Ask him if a Honda Passport has
Walk
a
up to the
spare.
Passport and the Pilot and ask which one has a spare tire and which one doesn't.
There's no story there.
No, definitely not. I just get bored sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyways, we spent too long talking about the Wagoneer because there's also a Kohler generator from 1997 used by the city of Eugene. So, professionally upkept, only got 100 hours on the meter. It's
Allegedly.
It's 135 kilowatts. It's got, all the labels are still intact on it. It's very tall. Now that I look at this sad profile.
It is a large generator.
It comes with a trailer though for $17,500. Wait, I thought this was $10,000.
I was wondering, you said the $10,000 question.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, it's $17,000. I still think it's pretty cool.
Yep.
135 kilowatts, for reference, is enough to run like most of the homes on your block, probably.
That's not nothing. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's got a 200-gallon diesel tank, which is great. You can wait to fill up until gas prices go down, fill it up, and then not have to fill it up for a while.
Yep. Until gas prices go down again.
Yeah, and then fill it back up again.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes with a nice tandem trailer.
Ben, this is gonna sound like a stupid question, but does diesel crystallize like gas does?
No.
No.
Well, it can get thicker, but I mean, it's pretty easy to add like an additive. Like you just add like a cetane booster.
All I know is I had to it was a process to get my car to run again after it sat for 8 months. And
yeah,
it was mostly the gas that was the problem.
Diesel doesn't have as much a problem with that, I think. If it gets down to 40 below, then you'll have it'll probably start having some problems. They'll need to put some hot shot in it.
Yeah.
Or I guess it doesn't have to be 40 below, but there's ways to get around it, and it won't sludge up as much. I don't think.
That's fair.
But who knows?
Not like that premium gasoline.
Yes.
Yes.
The pure 110 octane stuff.
Yeah.
No ethanol. Ethanol is what kills it. That's what absorbs the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really cool. I think if you have a property and decent sized home, this would actually be a pretty cool addition. I would love to have a diesel generator or something like that for my house.
You can tell they're being honest when they say it's been kept up with because the labels are in pristine condition.
Yeah.
The labels are not peeling, they're not cracked,
considering this is a generator that's meant to live outside all of its life, and it's from 1997.
Yeah.
Which is older than I am.
Good stuff. It is also older than I am, but you are older than I am, so that could have been. They don't know that. They might know that. Who knows if they know that?
You could be lying.
I could be lying.
But yeah, I just think it's cool. I would probably bet the Wagoneer that, and I know it's $7,000 less, but
it's fair.
It's pretty cool.
Yes. Well, good stuff.
It's got AC.
It does have AC, and it blows cold. Love that.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Ben. We're going to have so much content because of that stuff that we shoved into the middle of the episode.
Really front-loaded it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Anyway, that will do it for this episode of RevHang. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed it, leave a like or rating on the platform you listen on. It really helps us out. Subscribe or follow if you'd like to see more. If you want to see updated standings for IndyCar and F1, IndyCar's over now. But F1 or a calendar of upcoming racing from F1, check out our website, RevHang.com. If you have a question about racing or about us, hit us up on any DMs in socials. The words, you know the words.
Hard tonight.
You can follow Ben on Instagram at BenjiMeetsWorld and myself at 2n_squared. You can follow the RevHang page on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere at RevHang Media. We'll be back in a week to talk about the wonderful, illustrious Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix around the strip. But until then, I've been Nathan.
And I'm Ben.
Thanks for hanging out.
See you later.